So we have some breaking news coming in right now. India Today has accessed the chat which was cited by the Enforcement Directorate before the Supreme Court during the hearing today. Now, this is the chat that we are showing you right now, where the TMC legal team circulated a message for assembling at Calcutta High Court when the matter was being heard. Remember, this was raised by the ASG saying that because of that, the parties, the advocates could not reach for the hearing. It was a ruckus situation there, and even the court noted that there was ruckus in High Court in the first hearing. Now, joining us right now in this entire matter is India Today's Shrishti Oja. Shrishti, this chat that we are seeing on our screens right now, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, essentially, this is a chat which India Today has exclusively accessed. It forms part of ED submissions before the Supreme Court. And it was this particular chat that the Solicitor General and the Additional Solicitor General appearing for ED today relied on before the Supreme Court to make a very, very clear argument. According to them, the manner in which the proceedings before the High Court were conducted is not something that is very, trustworthy because of the way the chaos erupted, which eventually led to the matter being adjourned. They said that remember on the first day when the court was scheduled to hear this matter, there was quite a chaos in the court. There was overcrowding, because of which the court was forced to adjourn the case, which the ED and what ED and TMC had claimed was extremely urgent. But the court had to adjourn that matter. Now, before the Supreme Court, ED has claimed, even in its petition, they had very clearly said that it was not a spontaneous overcrowding situation. It wasn't organic. It was, in fact, a planned effort. TMC supporters, TMC legal team had in fact put in an effort and organized this chaos and crowding situation by sending messages on WhatsApp. So messages on WhatsApp were circulated. The screenshot that we have on our screen is screenshot of the that the legal cell apparently according to the ED had circulated, asking people to gather, informing people about the time and the court number where the matter would be heard, and then asking them to gather and show support in the protest. So ED's claim is very simple, as the Supreme Court also agreed with in a way, is that the hearing of this matter should happen before Supreme Court, because a situation like this, which happened a few days back where TMC supporters hijacked the court proceedings, hijacked was the word used by ED, hijacked the court proceedings, can happen again. Who is to say that in the future, if the High Court hears this matter, the same thing would not happen again? And in that situation, the agency would be left in a situation which would be very helpless. The court, in a way, the top court today has agreed, because has agreed with this particular contention. We saw Supreme Court, the judges even remarked that if this is the situation that happened during that hearing, something like this can happen in this High Court, something like this can happen again, maybe in a different High Court in a different state, and therefore it's important for the top court itself to examine the issue involved. It's an extremely serious matter is what the top court has said today, and they will be hearing this case, not just this entire IPAC issue, the ED versus TM controversy, but I think this at the end of this case, we'll also have answer to very important legal and constitutional questions, because with regard to the power of central investigating agencies when they are investigating cases or scams in states which are being governed by a different ruling party,
right,
which is also something which is essentially what the top court has also said, that it is an important question and therefore they need to answer it.
Right, Shrishti, do stay on with us as we quickly try and show our viewers the chat that we've been talking about and the chat that Shrishti was trying to explain to you. Well, we've got this on the screen for you now. It is a Bangla message that was sent on a group which basically is a TMC legal cell. Now, try and understand why this is important. It is a message that mentions which court, which day, what time. So this is a notice that is forwarded by Rama Haldar, and it says today, this is the date, court number 5 and item number 10. So it mentions clearly that we will quickly now try and explain to you what exactly this notice means. So Shrishti, we saw the chat which clearly shows that there were messages that were sent to people it was sort of a call to arms to the brethren, saying that come over here, this is the court number, this is the item number, and you should all be present to support the Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. This is the message that was sent. So, usually we see when an important matter comes up in court, the lawyers do make a beeline for that courtroom and try and absorb as much as they can from the hearing, because there are, legal luminaries who are standing in front of the court, and it is an opportunity for them to see this. But this chat is a little bit more than that, isn't it?
Well, yes, definitely. Firstly, the chat that we are looking at right now isn't exactly for legal news. It's not exactly a case where we're seeing lawyers coming together to attend a hearing because of the legal implications that matter may have, or because of the important constitutional questions. The hearing that was to be held at Calcutta High Court that day, when this matter was circulated, 9th Jan to be specific, was a first hearing that had to take place. TMC and ED had both moved the Calcutta High Court, and it was a very first hearing that was to happen before the Calcutta High Court. The nature of this chat is very clear if we look at it. The idea was to support Mamata Banerjee, the idea was to support TMC, and that's exactly what the Enforcement Directorate has also told the Supreme Court today, that the idea why the TMC supporters did this, circulated this message, was to hijack the proceedings, to ensure that the proceedings never happen in the first place. Even in the message, we see very clearly the date is written, the court number is written, and the people have been asked to come to court physically. There's also a virtual hearing option that we now have as far as court hearings are concerned. Now, this particular situation had then forced the Calcutta High Court to issue an advisory ahead of the second hearing, where the court clearly stated that nobody would be allowed to enter in this specific in this specific hearing. When the hearing in the IPAC case would be going on, as per that advisory, only the lawyers who are representing either parties would be allowed to enter the courtroom, and everybody else would be able to access it through live streaming. The High Court also made sure that the live streaming of that particular case was on, and which is also how we managed to access that case. But even yesterday, Anjali, we saw the ED counsel complain time and again that he wasn't being allowed to argue.
Yeah, his mic was being muted again and again. That is what he kept complaining about. He did raise the issue today in the Supreme Court as well. Nalini Sharma also joins us, and but right now, since Indrajit is with us, and this entire issue is of the Kolkata High Court that we are talking about right now. Indrajit, any reporter who's covered court would know that lawyers do have affiliations, in fact, very strong affiliations, and they're not afraid of showing it. So do try and explain to us how it really happens that a message is sent out and a courtroom is packed to the brim because it is a call that was sent out.
Well, look, that's true. Every high court, every court will have, the Bar Association members and their own political lineages. So that's a given. This message that the Enforcement Directorate has used before the Supreme Court is going to be a very, very crucial point in their entire argument, because there are two parts to the message. One, of course, in which one Rama Haldar, she says in the group that everybody must come to court number 5. The item number is 10. It writes in Bangla, dosh নম্বর আছে সবাই চলে আসবেন. So she's calling everybody to come to the courtroom. Now, whether that can prove that she's asking, calling everybody to come and protest there, that's not very clear. And we've seen now and again, whenever there is a high-profile case, a large number of journalists who are covering that matter, they also gather in the court. We have seen that, often the courts are jam-packed, and it's even difficult to hear, and it's difficult for, both sides to make the argument. These are normal instances that happen. But what had happened on that very day is that there was chaos that broke out completely. The judge just could not conduct the hearing at that point in time.
Also important to notice in this is the fact that there was mobilization. It is mentioned that there will be a bus for transportation. So it is a clear sign towards a mobilization of people. You know, it's not just that, oh...
Anjali, that's what I'm coming to. There are two messages. The first message is in which Rama Halder says, everybody please come to court number 5. It's item number 10. That may sound innocuous, but when read with the second message,
Yes.
the second part, if you see, that's a given. Because on that very day, this is 9th of January, the day first Calcutta High Court was supposed to hear this matter, on that very day, Mamata Banerjee had also called for a rally in South Calcutta. And the petition was being heard around the same time when Mamata Banerjee's rally was scheduled. And I was there at the rally. I was covering that rally, and there was eager anticipation amongst Trinamool Congress workers and supporters as to what is happening at the court, whether or not there was any order that was being passed. And I clearly remember I was there, and we heard that the matter could not be heard at the court because of a ruckus and chaos. And if you see message number 2, it clearly says that there is a gathering at 1 p.m. at B gate of the Calcutta High Court, and they're asking everybody to come and join the procession and the Padayatra of the Chief Minister, Bas O Gari Babostha. And they're saying that all the lawyers affiliated to the TMC, legal cell, TMC, they should all gather at gate B of the Calcutta High Court, and there would be buses, vehicles ferrying them to Mamata Banerjee's rally. So that's a given. So the first message may look innocuous, somebody asking other lawyers to come and listen to the hearing. But then the second message puts things in context that, they might be coming for some other reason. And therefore, this is exactly what the ED petition and the ED's argument is, that it was an orchestrated chaos so that the hearing cannot take place and there is a delay. And that seems to have, that may haunt the Trinamool Congress now that it has been put before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has taken up the matter and has heard this entire proceeding. Because as our correspondents have been telling us, the kind of arguments that were coming in from the West Bengal, from the TMC, from Mamata Banerjee's counsel, was that they would rather prefer the arguments or the case be heard in the Calcutta High Court before the Supreme Court. But that did not stand. The Supreme Court has heard the case, and it's likely to hear it sometime 2 weeks later once again. So in that sense, this is a massive setback for the ruling establishment and the ruling party here in West Bengal.
Right, absolutely, because the ED has managed to create the impression that the hearing will not be able to proceed properly in the High Court. But Nalini, that is not the only thing that the ED managed to point out as far as the proceedings in Kolkata High Court is concerned. Not just the WhatsApp message, but also the fact that when the hearing was happening yesterday, the mic was getting muted again and again, although they refused to get into it in depth because the court did ask, because this is the court's domain. And that's where the ED backed off. But this was also brought into the notice of the court. So there was a clear indication to what they were trying to prove.
You're right, Anjali. It's not just about the first hearing that had happened, but also the second hearing when the lawyer for the agency was appearing virtually, and he kept alleging that his mic was being muted. But Calcutta High Court, if I could just focus a little bit on that, Anjali, in my experience of covering the Calcutta High Court and covering other high courts across the country, what I've seen is Calcutta High Court is slightly more unique when it comes to, in comparison to the other high courts. That's due to multiple factors, one major factor being that a lot of lawyers who are practicing in the Calcutta High Court are either members of the TMC or affiliated with the TMC. So the TMC has a very strong legal presence in the Calcutta High Court. Also, that the judges of the Calcutta High Court function slightly differently. Just if you remember not too far back into the past, we remember that one of the judges of the Calcutta High Court after retirement had in fact even joined a political party. So it is slightly more political as compared to the other high courts across the country, which is probably why, and I'm not just talking about this case, even in cases in the past, we have seen there is certain apprehension of the central government of arguing cases before the Calcutta High Court. There were the violence cases that were going on before the Calcutta High Court that were also brought to the Supreme Court by the central government. So all of the important, pressing, urgent issues are often brought to the Supreme Court by the central government or agencies working for the central government. Remember, Anjali, in this case, this is something that the counsel for the TMC had even told the Calcutta High Court during the hearing yesterday. The TMC has not approached the Supreme Court. The TMC, despite knowing ED has approached the Supreme Court, did not even file a caveat saying that you should give us an opportunity to be heard before passing an order, which means that the TMC was insistent on the fact that the hearing should happen before the Calcutta High Court because, like I stated earlier, they seem to feel that they have a stronger legal foothold in the Calcutta High Court, which is their home ground, as in comparison to Delhi or the Supreme Court of India. But the Supreme Court, on the other hand, has actually recognized that this is not just an issue about what happened on the 8th of Jan between Mamata Banerjee and the Enforcement Directorate. There are larger questions involved in this case. There is lawlessness that happens in several states because of tension between the central agencies and the state authorities, which is something that the Supreme Court can only step in and ensure that it doesn't happen as the only singular court that has jurisdiction throughout India. So it remains to be seen what the West Bengal government will now reply. They will obviously oppose the plea for a CBI probe because if they are not allowing the Enforcement Directorate to probe in the state of West Bengal, chances are that they will not allow the CBI to probe in the state of West Bengal as well, as we've seen in the past. They are likely to oppose the plea, but on what grounds they'll oppose the plea, what is it that they'll state on record about the events of the 8th of Jan, and how soon can we expect for a proper order to be issued in this case as to whether or not there'll be any guidelines issued about how central and state agencies should function in coordination with each other as against in friction with each other. All remains to be seen now on the 3rd of Feb when the Supreme Court takes up the matter again, and by then we'll also officially expect to have a response by the West Bengal government on how they're opposing ED's petition.
Right. Indrajit, what are your sources in the police or the government telling you about the case that they have filed, which have been stayed, and the response that they might have to now file in front of the court? Do you have any information coming in, trickling down from there?
Well, Anjali, these are very early times. The Supreme Court has just dictated its order, and I know for sure that the higher echelons of the West Bengal government and the Trinamool Congress in particular as well, they were very keenly observing the entire happenings at the Supreme Court. In fact, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee herself has been, very keenly observing the entire proceedings at the Supreme Court. So they will come up with their next move, I'm sure, very soon, and they will have to, as they will have to, give their response to the Supreme Court in the form of an affidavit. But while it may seem as if legally it's a setback for the Trinamool Congress, given that the FIR that had been filed by the Kolkata police, that had been stayed, the fact that they almost wanted, it seemed as if they wanted, or they would have rather preferred this hearing to take place in the Calcutta High Court, that has been turned down. The Supreme Court is hearing the matter. But there could also be a silver lining for the Trinamool Congress politically, because now that there is a stay on the FIR, and also the fact that this matter is now sub judice before the apex court, it seems unlikely that there is going to be any further action by the central agencies till February 3rd. So till February 3rd, it may so happen that the agencies may just go slow as far as this entire case and the investigation is concerned. So that will have some sort of a political ramification on the ground, because we are literally counting weeks before the West Bengal election. February 14th is when the SIR process comes to an end in West Bengal, and the final list is going to be announced, and following which any day, mind you, Anjali, the election dates may be announced in West Bengal. So in that sense, till February 3rd, this might also mean that it's a relief for the Trinamool Congress or the West Bengal government or Mamata Banerjee, because the central agencies, specifically the ED, as far as this case is concerned, may just go slow. The ED's apprehension was that there might be some coercive action by the state agencies, the Kolkata police, against their officers who had come here for that probe. So that they have got that, somehow.
Right.
That